Okay, it's experimentation time for all you hobbyists and Hot Wheels enthusiasts out there. I have Trino. I don't forgot what the hell they call this race car. This one's got some pock marks on the back of it right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and make a mold of this thing. Just experimenting for custom's sake. I already have the posts drilled and tapped out already. So I want to try and make a mold of this in silicone and see if it can be poured in zinc. I'm thinking that's what these here posts are for, is to pour zinc into the mold or inject it. Because I know some of the older cars, they have a button right there in the middle where the zinc or Zymac or whatever the hell it's called is injected into the mold. So this is just an experiment. This isn't, I mean, I don't even have a bottom to this car, so we're gonna mess around with it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack clay in the bottom of it to make a baseboard. We're gonna duplicate the top first, and once that's cured, we'll flip it over, take the clay out of it, put some mold release, some Vaseline or something on it, and put some more silicone on it. We're going to use all-purpose silicone and cornstarch just for first go around. If this works out well, and then next time I'll use something else that give me a little bit more detail. So let's start by, we'll put some clay in the windows because we need the windows to form. We want them thin so we don't have a bunch of thick flashing to cut out. So see it's sticking out? We're going to clean that out in a second. We just want to get clay in there. You see how the windows are molded to the outside of the car. So when I make the outside mold, the silicone will create the mold for the outside of the car, not necessarily the windows, but when we do remove the clay and we start to make the mold for the outside, the silicone will meet up with the other silicone in the window and create the hole for the actual mold for the car window. Now this will probably work great for anybody who wanted to make a slot car or a plastic reproduction. They have a lot of Hot Wheels these days that have plastic bodies. So, you know, as long as you've got the mold, you can always make something with it. Like silly putty. And we're going to put this car right there. And as I push down on it, it pushes the window out. So we're going to clean that window back off. We'll just roll it up. Push the windows out a little bit. That's alright. There, now what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit more clay and we're going to run it around the bottom to keep the silicone from getting underneath it. Okay, let's see. That's going to work for what we need it to work for right now. Give you a quick look. You see how the windows kind of create the body lines? You know, the putty creates the body lines for the windows. And how we filled in along the bottom, along the front. Like I said, the grill is actually on the bottom of the car. So all you have really is the hood right there. I think I need to clean that off a little bit more. So let's see what we got there real quick. Yeah. Okay. Alright, now we're going to mix up some silicone and I'm going to press it on the body. Let me do that real quick. Whew, this stuff stinks. Okay, we're going to use this. This is cornstarch and silicone. And once you mix it up, it becomes this blob. Like this. And you just take it out. You can knead it into a ball. And sometimes it sticks to your hands, but it'll come off. Like this. Once you get the, you mix the cornstarch into the silicone, or you can mold it into a ball like a biscuit. That's what I make my ring molds out of. Like this one. It's really hard. And it'll hold its shape pretty good too. Alright, let me put a little cornstarch on here. Alright, roll it. Squish it down. Okay, then we'll put it on top. And squish it around it. And this should give us the bottom part of our mold. Like I said, you know, if I was really doing this for a professional reason, I would definitely use some professional rubber, some Silplat 30 or something like that that hardens in 30 minutes, and platinum seal so it holds the heat better. Mold Max 60. I want to make sure I get the shape of the car in there. Alright, we're going to give that about 20 minutes to harden up, and then we'll flip it over. Alright, it's been about 45 minutes since we molded this. It's hard as a rock already. Let's pull the clay out and see what we got. It's going to take a bit to clean this clay out, so let me do that. Oh, look, that came right out. Maybe it won't take as long as I thought. Since I don't have any resin, we might try making this with wax. What do you think? Wax will probably break coming out of the mold, but we have some idea what we're looking at. Put my gurgles on so I make sure I get it all out. Front looks good. A little bit here in this windowsill. mix up some more stuff. We're going to put a coat of Vaseline on it so that the new silicone doesn't stick to the old silicone. And then we're going to press it into the bottom there. See how that turns out. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Alright, we got the putty made up. I don't know if you guys watched The King of Random. He mixes cornstarch and silicone together with coloring, and he makes what they call proto putty. And he uses it to make seals for things, and uses it to make balls and toys and all kinds of goodies. Alright, we got this little ball made up. We're going to press it into the mold. We'll make sure we get it all up in the car. I did put Vaseline on the mold, so we don't have to worry about that. Put a little cornstarch on there. Hopefully it won't stick to it. Never actually tried to see if cornstarch and silicone would stick to itself, but I know silicone will stick to silicone when it comes to making molds with like Umu and Smooth On and all that good stuff. Okay. We'll give that about 20 minutes and we'll come back and we'll see if it comes apart. Alright, we're back. And I have no clue where to separate this thing. Here we go. That would be the underside of the car. You see how the windows bulge out? It's going to give us the holes in our window. I would say we probably could have pushed it in a little bit more along here, but I think it's going to be okay. And here's the car. Pops right out. Looks like the top had a little too much cornstarch on it, so it's not going to be smooth. The ideal way to do it would be to mix a little silicone in naphtha, put a coat over this here to get the fine details, and then put the shell on the outside. That will work out good. A little bump there for the hood scoop. And it's like, put it back down. Ta-da! I think what I would like to do is if I actually made this for metal or whatever, is to drill out that post there and that post there and use those for injecting. And you can inject the material straight into it. Well, you're not going to be able to do that with metal, but metal probably have to do is drill a big hole right here in the middle and then pour it straight in. Be very difficult. It really would. Unless you could pour the metal straight into the mold and then put the top on it, which is what I'm going to do with the wax. So let me heat the wax up and we shall give it a try. Alright, we got the wax all melted up. I don't know how this is going to work out, so we're going to try this real quick. Of course, I want to put it in backwards. There we go. I'm going to let that cure for 10 minutes and we'll come back and check it. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. I don't know if that was long enough. We're gonna snap the sucker open. That wax is biting, so probably should have put some Vaseline on it to keep it from sticking. But what you gonna do? I think I could pour metal that way. At least that pewter. You see the top's all kind of messed up right there from where I had too much cornstarch in it. Got some trash in it back there. Had an air bubble right there. But you can see how it pressed out the wax where the window would be. And it's thin on the back. Okay, well, let's see if we can pop this out of this part of the mold here. I don't know. Wax is bending. I don't know. Wax might not have been a good choice for this. At least not without a mold release. Not to mention you have all this fine little details under the car. Oh, no. Broke it. We're going to get it off there anyway. We're going to try metal next time. Metal will work better. We'll try metal in another video. Remelt that and reuse it. Definitely need some mold release. I think for metal though, once the metal cooled, it'd probably be alright. But you know what though? I think we're going to have to put some vent holes because the metal will not flow up in these other holes here. Because there was no wax in here, here, or here, or here. You see there's no red. It did go up in here. But and I can polish that metal. So that's not gonna be a big deal. As far as that imperfection goes on top of the car. And you can see right there how it's stuck to the inside. But yeah, I have to dig out my metal and try it. Huh. Let's see if I can get burnt. Ooh. Guess it just kind of depends on whether it went spread out like it was supposed to. Not quite. Ooh. Still very hot. 400 degrees.